The mirror and the scale don't lie. If you're ready to bring sexy back, then you need to come here to Luxe Medical Artistry. This is board-certified plastic surgeon Dr. Cliff Cannon. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Welcome to Scottsdale.
Thank you.
You're new to the area. What brought you out here to Luxe, and give us a little bit of background on your experience?
Thank you. Initially from Savannah, Georgia, and I was in private practice there for about 7 years. And I did everything from trauma to what I ended up being specialized in, which is breast reconstruction in particular after cancer. But I covered trauma and everything, as well as managing the practice. And so I was recruited by the folks out here in a particular niche where liposuction as well as fat transfer to the buttock or breast is their specialty.
Right, and it's called Luxe LipoSculpture. It is the newest and greatest thing. Tell us about this treatment and what are the benefits of this?
Well, the gold standard has always been traditional liposuction. The industry yearly comes out with, cool sculpting and laser lipo and all these, somewhat of a marketing, I wouldn't call it gimmick, but shortcuts, claiming to be the next standard. But we found each year head to head that it does not beat traditional liposuction, which is what's typically performed by trained plastic surgeons that are in particular board certified. And so to find something that doesn't require the general anesthesia, but the same results of what's considered the gold standard is really kind of a niche that's not saturated in the market.
Right, and you being a board-certified plastic surgeon, you've done the traditional way. What are some of the advantages of doing it this way?
Well, most importantly is avoiding general anesthesia. Here we give you nitrous, which is simply helps with anxiety, the pain, and you also are somewhat amnestic and don't remember the procedure, which also has a benefit. Yeah,
so you're partially awake.
Absolutely.
All right, so how does that help you as a doctor?
Well, during the procedure you can communicate with the patient, and that helps assist a lot with basically positioning, as well as she can kind of guide you sometimes as what her desires were intraoperatively. And most importantly is afterwards, the amount of bruising that we see is much less than traditional liposuction. So it's the benefit of not requiring going to sleep, but also the results in less bruising. You start to see them earlier. There is still a recovery time,
right?
Because it is invasive, but in a good way.
Will we see instant results?
Absolutely. There is initial results. You go through a period of swelling for 2 to 6 weeks, but it's not significant as much as we see with traditional liposuction.
So we're looking at some before and afters, and these are pretty dramatic results. I think it's got to make you feel good.
Oh, absolutely. It's the reason I came out here.
So what do patients tell you about this type of treatment or procedure versus the traditional liposuction?
Well, appropriately so, their anxiety is typically high with general anesthesia. So the fact that we can obtain these results without the scare or the nervousness that's associated with going to sleep, where you're dependent on respiratory drive and stuff. So it's a happy patient. That's the good thing.
Right, and Luxe Medical Artistry definitely on the cutting edge. That's got to make you feel pretty good too.
Absolutely. It's why I shifted and came out here. I'm real happy to be here.
All right, and when you talk about the recovery and when you talk about all of those things, this is a treatment. How long does it take, and is it a one-time thing?
Typically it's a one-time thing. It takes 2.5 to 4 hours. Is kind of what I would typically tell a person, depending on how much we're moving and if we're transferring it to either the buttock or breast.
Right, but the end result is still the same, right?
Absolutely.
Definitely getting your sexy back.
Thank you so
much, Dr. Cannon. And if you are ready to transform yourself, here's their contact information. But first, we have to give you a great special offer. Schedule your free consultation at luxemedicalartistry.com to choose a time that works for you. Now, while you're online, use promo code SONORNLIVING to receive $1,500 off your Luxe LipoSculpture procedure. Luxe Medical Artistry, they are located at 7425 East Shade Boulevard, suite number 103 in Scottsdale. Call 480-500-5406 or visit luxemedicalartistry.com.